Good morning. We are live today, Monday, March 29th at 11:11. Good morning, Roslyn. How are you? Good Monday morning. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. If you are joining us live, let me know in the comments so I can see you're here. And we will get started in just a second. Give a little bit of time to people hopping on. It is Monday. Almost the end of March already. Seems like this week, or this month actually, went by so fast. So as we get started, looks like Facebook is having a moment. Let's see if we can get this to work. All right, let's see here. We can get this started. Looks like we're having just a little bit of a snag this morning. Let me know what you're seeing in the comments. Let's see here. Good morning, Robert. Thanks for coming. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. See if what's going on here. Oh, can you still see me or am I frozen? We just shut some other things down. Oops. Looks like we're back now. Okay, so I don't know what that was all about, but here we go. Welcome to Coffee and Cards, Take 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for this to catch up. It looks like we're good. Oh, hey, Will, welcome. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess maybe it was just on my end. Okay, great. Here we are. Welcome. If it is your first time here, we will be using the Entrepreneur Oracle deck, which I created along with my friend Kathy Weiss. This is a 44 card deck with a 138-page guidebook. The idea behind this deck is to help you navigate your emotions that come with running your own business, working from home, or just your everyday life. So it's not enough usually to have a to-do list and get training and learn things. It's the emotions that can arise when you're trying to do the things that really are what hold us back. And that is what this deck is designed to do, is help you to move through those. So not to deny your emotions, but how to get through them. So welcome. Hey sis, welcome. Let's get started. We drew a lot of really great cards. Well, we always draw a lot of really great cards, but last week particularly we had quite a build on some of our readings. We had 2 cards, I believe, on Thursday, and we had a few new people jump on, which was great. So let's get started on our Monday. Thank you, Will, for helping me out again today. we will see where we're at. And I want to give a little more, a bit of a shuffle. Cards are already jumping out, but get a bit of moment to sort of mix it up. And let's see. Hi, Heather. So we got Will, Heather, Robert, Sissy. Who else we got on here? Roslyn. Great to have you guys. And let's look at the cards for what we can expect this week. Oh, yeah. Let me know if anybody saw the full moon that happened on the 28th. So, I mean, technically it's for most of us, the night of the Saturday night, but it would technically for people, it's Sunday morning, depending on your time zone. Awesome. And the link for our Pinterest is in the chat. And you'll also find our card picker on there and a bunch of other cool stuff. Some of the rocks that are in our store. And Abby's here too. Hey, Abby. Of course you're here. Okay, let's see what we've got. What are we going to look forward to for Monday? And I'll just show you sort of how when I pull the cards for myself, I usually fan them out on a table or some sort of surface and sort of take my hand over the top of them. But when I'm pulling for all of you or us as a collective, I use a shuffling technique. And what happens is usually there will be a card or two that presents itself. And that's how I do the draw for everyone else. So before I lose that card, because I moved it around, and I will pull that card out. And what we've got today is alone. You are never alone, not really. So this is a great card going into the week, feeling like, I know for me, Monday sometimes can be overwhelming because I think about all the things I have to do during the week, but instead of looking at it as have to or that it all needs to be done on Monday, if I look at it in a sense of, okay, I've got these people that I'm working with, we are creating this together, or that everything isn't happening on the one day, that can help me feel a little more open. Also, I meditate in the morning when I wake up before I start looking at emails and all that, because then it allows me to come at things from a different perspective. Like instead of already being all, worked up, and then I open my emails and something else sort of triggers, then if I meditate first and sort of bring it back down or center myself or ground myself, whatever you want to call it, then I can approach the things in the day a little bit easier. And there's a quote that goes along with this one. So in the guidebook, that's one of the great things about the deck is the guidebook. And as you'll see here, it's pretty thick. A lot of decks that you get won't come with quite an extensive guidebook, but we really took time to not only make it to where if you just had the cards, you can get a great reading there, but if you've got the book, you can go even deeper. So there is a quote that goes along with this one, and it says, "Life is not what you alone make it. Life is the input of everyone who touched your life and every experience that entered it. We are all part of one another." So remember that as you are starting your week on Monday, the 29th, or whenever you're watching this. Alone, in tandem, together, separate. These are words that refer to the human condition. You and I are one. We are source energy, a universal force found in all living beings. It is in our nature to share the same spirit guides and love. The divine spirit is part of you, as are your guides and our love. Therefore, you are never alone, not really, not in the divine sense. When you perceive that you are working alone and feel isolated, reach deep into your heart, soul, consciousness, and seek solace in the divine community. Spend time in prayer, speak your needs, search for guidance. The energy that we share will point you in the direction of the experiences, people, and things you need for your success on the human platform. So when you say don't do it alone, meaning your work, we agree. Do your work in concert with all of us who share the same energy, and we will show you how to do the tasks you create on the physical realm and what tasks you invite others to do with you there. We know what you mean in human form, and we correct you now and thusly. You are never alone, and you never do it alone. even when that perception is in your mind. Hey, Michelle, good to have you on. Yay. So as we go into the week, we're looking at alone and our thoughts surrounding being alone and doing alone and remembering that we are never alone, not really. So even if you're feeling isolated or you are physically alone in a room or your house, you aren't necessarily alone. We have this group that we have every Monday and Thursday. You can, in the guidebook, this card specifically has a navigate section, so it gives you ideas of how you can work through these emotions. And the navigate section of the alone card is ask yourself, is this true? Am I really alone? Create a list of people, groups, and resources that support you. Post something in a social media group you belong to. Reach out. Do you believe that you are in fact alone? If you can look at your thoughts in a practical manner, they become less true. Go to a group fitness class, a coffee shop, or a virtual hangout, which probably most of us are still virtual, but depending on where you are, you might be able to get out and about. But remember, it doesn't have to be physical. You can reach out in other ways. So we're not alone. We've got each other here in this collective. You've got family, friends, people in other groups, next door neighbors, your dogs. You've got people or things or pets or ideas. So just keep that in mind. So that's a great way to start the week. And if you would like a card for yourself to build upon that, let me know in the comments and we will start pulling some cards. And Sissy says hello to Michelle. That's awesome. See, we're already not alone. We've got a group of a few people here, a group that will join us later on the replay. None of us are truly alone. So let me know in the comments if you would like a card. Sissy needs a card. So we'll move this alone card over just a little bit. Because remember, this is our collective card. And then for each one of us, we'll get into specifics about you personally and where this card may apply to you. So again, how I'm doing it, the draw, and you can do this the same way at home where you spread them out and pick that way. Or you can use this method of shuffling and sort of watching for the cards that present themselves. Coffee and cards, where strangers become friends. Yep, exactly. From all over the world. Okay, Robert, we will get you right after Sissy. So, as you see here, we've got a couple cards that are pushing through for Sis today. And you'll notice if you watch some of the replays, sometimes two cards do come out for people. So, Sissy, what we're going to look at for you this week is sit and waiting. Well, that's like really a similar word there. So let's look at those. Sit, commit to a practice that filters out daily noise for you to hear what lies within. So that tells me that you need to stop running in your head and stop and sit and think about what it is you really want. You've got to filter out some of that noise. And that applies to this waiting card in the same way. Sometimes it's what you need to do, and sometimes it's a game. So while you're sitting, filtering out, trying to hear what lies within, you've got to also remember the difference between waiting and procrastination. So this is an interesting combination. So remember, our collective card was alone, but for you, it looks like you're going to be doing some internal work this week where you need to figure out what it is that you want or need to do or the way you feel, and then you need to take that information and apply some action to it. So you need to sit and then you need to act. Otherwise, the waiting becomes a game. So Take that, sis. And you can, I know you have a deck already, so you can, I think the real focus for you will be sitting and sort of reflecting on what it is that you want and what it really is that's in your heart, and then acting upon that. Not waiting around for a different answer or stalling or any of that. And Sis says, totally fitting for me today. Great. So let's move on to Robert, and then we will pull one for Michelle. So let's move these out of the way and put them back into the mix, because I wouldn't want to deny anybody else getting those same cards. So Robert, for you, we've got one that comes out right away. And I think you got this one last week, or something similar. So projections. It doesn't matter what others believe about you, only what you believe about yourself. And also, Robert, I'd be interested to know, and I think you said you're just listening right now, so maybe later you can comment about if you got through your completion that you were talking about last week. And I know that I'm almost 100% sure you pulled the projection, or we pulled the projection card for you, because it was the projections that were stopping you from having the completion. So I think the theme is just to stick with this. So keep paying attention. It's just about observing where you are applying these projections, because those are what's inhibiting you. So if you see it, it's fine. You know, don't get down on yourself. Just think, okay, there I go again, projecting whatever it is that you're projecting. And then just say, okay, what is really happening? Or how can I move forward in as far as this completion of what you're working on? So I think it's just a reminder to keep going, Robert. You're on the right track. And so keep focusing on this specifically, because you're getting the card again. So that means pay attention to your projections. So almost complete. The last touches. Great. So it's saying just keep going. You're on it. Just keep paying attention to those projections, because even when we get past them the first time, they can still creep up on us. So good. Keep going, Robert. That's great. And let's pull a card for Michelle. And Michelle says, let's see, next steps in business venture. Okay. Let's see what we've got for you, Michelle. I'm so glad you could join us today. I'm glad all of you could join us. There you go, Michelle. Trust. Trust must arise from the peace you hold within yourself. Begin here. So this card is telling me that you need to trust that what it is you want to do is valuable, is necessary, and that you can do it. Remember, again, as a collective, we are not alone, not really. So even if things are hard, or perceived as hard, or feeling alone or isolated, this card is reminding us, no, we're not there. And you have to trust that. You know, in building a business especially, it takes time. And sometimes you go through months or years or days of abundance as far as clients and money and things coming in. And then sometimes there's the other part of the spectrum where you just have to keep going. But that's what makes this, like being an entrepreneur, or owning your business, or even working on your spiritual life, what makes it so rewarding is getting past those and through those. So trusting the process is always what I hear people say, but I don't even think it's about that. It's just trusting that you will know which way to go, and that you can make a decision best for yourself. So trust must arise from the peace you hold within yourself. Begin here, because you have to trust that you can do this. You have to trust that you know that this new venture is valuable and can be successful, but you have to trust yourself. It's not about other people. It's about trusting that you have this idea and that it is worth putting out there. Trust is the key that moves you forward through adversity, and we shine it upon you in your darkest hour. Call us for help when you need it. Seek out other humans aligned in this property and let them show you the way. You are capable. You must only hold this grain of truth and spark in your heart. You are capable, Michelle. So trust yourself first, your guides, and the universal guiding force that drives life forward. So trust, 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 trust. Rosalind would love a card, so let's pull one for you. And if you're joining us now live or later, you're welcome, Michelle. I'm so glad you could come on, and I hope that gives you some insight and just offers you it's going to be okay from all of us, the universe, from us in this group. For Rosalind, we've got value. Each person decides what is of value to them. So when I pull this card, this is a reminder when I'm starting to feel, when I'm taking things personal, or I'm not getting a lot of sales, or someone's not interested, or I'm just trying to get this in focus a little bit better. So value. Where are you allowing other people to determine your value? That's usually what it means for me. So I'm going to go to the guidebook, to value. Value is perception. Value is in the eye of the beholder. Value is communication. Everything is of some value, and that value, that rate, that cost is always arbitrary. There is no supply and demand. There is no better or worse. There is no good or bad. Each person decides what is of value to them. How do you perceive your value? Is it inherent, or is it based upon specific skills, knowledge acquired, gifts, talents, or something else? Why does this matter to you? Does it matter to you? There are many ways value is communicated in the results of the product, but more importantly, in how you make others feel. We understand that in the end, you are not responsible nor in control of how others feel. You can create the best possible environment so that the people you work with enjoy the energy you put forth into the world, but you cannot ever control the outcome. And just know that that card, I think, especially because it's paired with the alone card, because if you are finding yourself, gosh, I really can't get this in focus today. If you're feeling unvalued, or you're feeling that self-doubt, it can feel alone. So for you, Rosalind, this duo here is specifically applies to how you're determining your value, and remembering that you're not alone, and there are people that will see your value, even if it's not everyone. So, I mean, if you think about it, at least in terms of running a business, how many people out there clean houses, right? So imagine if one person was cleaning houses, nobody else did, right? So whatever it is you're doing, so how many, like for me, how many graphic designers are out there? How many website designers? But there needs to be all the different flavors. There needs to be all the people doing it. And your people will find value in what you do and the style that you do that. So just keep that in mind, that if you start to feel that self-doubt or feel less valued, just remember, because that does feel isolating and alone and sort of small, but you aren't alone. This card reminds me that agency reporting requirements can only be conveyed to team, but the way it is communicated can be improved, of course. Yeah, and there's that's one of those things, right? Like there's some things that can't be measured. So I'm not sure what it is that you're reporting, but just remember, um, you can't always measure everything tangibly. So just keep that in mind. There are values in what you're doing, and you definitely have value. And even if you're talking about a team, remember to show them their value so that they don't get into this space of isolating. Because then who works well when they're feeling alone and isolated or not valued? Nobody works well that way. So keeping that in mind, especially when you work with a group of people, is really great idea. So I think we have time for one or two more if anybody else is here and would like a card. And remember, you can purchase your own deck at entrepreneurauracle.com. And we can look at the website here. Here's what the website looks like. This is the home page. In the upper right hand corner, you'll see the button to buy the deck. You will push that. It'll take you to the deck page where it gives you a little information about the deck. Add it to your cart. And remember, now through the end of the month, which is only, I think, Wednesday, we are still offering the free US shipping with the code SPRINGSHIP, which you will find on the top bar of the website. You can also click on the blog and see all of our past episodes of Coffee and Cards, which can also be found on our YouTube channel. All of our links to social media are at the bottom of our website. And our YouTube channel, if you subscribe to that, then you will get notifications when we add new videos. So be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, wherever it is that you like to spend time. And remember, the free shipping only lasts till Wednesday. If we don't have anyone else, then we can close out our Monday. Oh, it looks like Heather would like a card. So let's pull one for Heather. Let's see. Oh, this one came out already for you. Looks like you and Sis need to work together this week on this waiting card. Sometimes it's what you need to do, and sometimes it's a game. And you'll have to decide which side you're teetering on. Are you waiting because you need to be patient and things will come? Or are you waiting because you're afraid to move forward? And that's something that you will have to determine. And I know you have the deck as well. So what I would do is bring that out today and maybe read the waiting card a couple times today. But I will read this quote by Benjamin Franklin. You may delay, but time will not. And that's just a reminder that even if you are procrastinating, you're not really stopping anything. It's the perception that you are. So just keep moving forward or keep being patient. It depends on where you are in this. But just know that wherever you are, whether you're in the game or you're being patient, you are not alone. And it sounds like you and Sis could get together on this waiting this week and maybe discuss what you guys thought about that together, since you both got the card. So if there is anything, if anybody has any questions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, we will end our session for Monday, and we will be back again on Thursday, which will be the 1st of April at 11:11. And then we will be back again the following Thursday. So the Monday after Easter, we won't be having our normal session. But if you have your cards, you could go ahead and pull them and let me know. Maybe on our Facebook page, you could add what you've pulled. Oh, Heather and Sis are having lunch today. So it sounds like a good time to discuss your waiting. I hope you guys Have a great day. And remember, entrepreneurauracle.com. Share it with your friends, family. A great time to buy them as a gift since we are offering free shipping. And just get some help out there for people that are struggling with getting through their emotions or understanding themselves. It'll help you gain clarity, make decisions, find your creativity, stay motivated, all the things that you need a little support with. So have a great week, Robert, Heather, Sis, Roslyn, Michelle, and anybody else that is listening on our replay or the live. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you on Thursday, April Fool's Day.